Is there a wrong or is there a right way when it comes to actually trading? Are you someone that's tired of or find yourself losing, trade after trade, blowing accounts? This video may be for you. I want to kind of have a heart to heart with you individuals, especially if you are someone that's starting off your journey, your path into trading futures, or whatever markets you actually like to trade. But to all my beginner level traders out there, please spend some time listening to this video from beginning to end. The most important thing that you really need to securely understand is to have a good system or strategy that's in place, as well as a trading plan. Okay, of course you have to have that. That is the pretty much the guidelines that you're going to, basically the rules that you're going to hold yourself to when it comes to trading. All right, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5, or 10 different rules you have, but you have to have a system in place. Okay, when I say system, I mean not only the strategy, but understanding proper trade management and risk management just as well. Having a trading strategy, not all of them work. You should know that. Okay, there's plenty of them out there on the internet that everybody's trying to sell something in form of a course or whatever it may be. I don't have a course here to sell. I don't have a mentorship program. I simply am here to share with you my own personal trading strategy that I've been using for 15 years. I mean, well, I'll take that back. I'll say this, for about 13 years now, because I started trading about 15 years ago. But the first 2 years, I struggled, like most people, because I failed to understand some of the most important concepts or basics of trading. Number one being market structure. You need to master that. You need to understand the directional flow in which you need to be taking trades from. Okay. I like to look at my higher range charts. Okay. Or if you're someone that trades time-based charts, that's fine too. Whatever it is that you trade, use something of a higher base. Okay. To be able to look out and give you a bigger and broader perspective of what the market is trying to ultimately achieve. Okay. Now, when it comes to a trading strategy, you have to back test and forward test whatever strategy that you may come across or you purchase or whatever it may be, to see if it's going to work for you, for your personality type, your behavior, meaning you as a person. Is it something that you see fit for yourself? Okay. The strategy and how I actually trade is very simple. It's surrounding supply and demand, and I know there are tons of different, a variety of supply and demand strategies out there, but not all of them are the same. Okay, I break down here on my channel, on my video content, if you spend time watching it, one of the, I believe, is the most simplest strategy that you can use. And what you hear a lot of people talk about is top-down analysis. I bring in that top-down analysis topic or idea into my strategy as a whole, because that's where it starts, is understanding what the market is actually doing, on from a higher scale. Okay. But then I mark up my setups, okay, primarily off of a higher base chart. And then I'm using higher and lower range charts to merge the two together to find great quality setups. I talk about the strategy and lots and lots of video content here on the channel. So please spend some time watching it. If you spend that time watching the video content, you will, I'm sure, educate yourself, because I'm self-taught. So it's all about finding a system, or maybe using someone else's system that's going to actually work for you, that's going to allow you to become profitable. That's the thing. If you're tired of blowing account at the count, whether it's your personal money or whether it is a prop firm evaluation or challenge, you need to possibly stop while you're ahead, for one, and go back to the beginning of things to find out, what it is that you're actually doing wrong. And nothing wrong with doing that, because I had to stop myself when I started. I put money into it and opened up a brokerage account, my own personal account. Didn't put a lot in there, but I put some in there. And then I thought I knew how to trade, and I started trading. I would win, lose. That seesaw effect started making me sick to my stomach, in a sense, as I felt the need to possibly step away or give up trading. But it was the passion, the fire on the inside of me, and my mindset, and knowing that if someone else can do it just the same, then I could do it too. So I didn't give up. I just kept digging deeper to find out what it was that I was doing wrong or incorrect. And that's why I started this channel, because I want to help people understand, not saying the correct way one person's way is always the right way, but my way and system works. It's worked for me. It's worked for other fellow traders out there that are part of the Discord community. And if you're interested in joining the Discord, the link is down in the description portion of the video. It's free to join. But yeah, I mean, we have people that are passing, their own evaluations or challenges, or using their own funds to trade with. There's a testimonial section there. You can see with your own eyes once you come across to see that the system actually works. Now, is it going to work for you? I can't guarantee anything to anyone out there, because your mindset of how you read and see the markets may be completely different than mine, but I try my best to go in great detail about my system, my strategy, and how I actually trade it. Okay. Again, there are people that are finding success. Some have, are still here. Some have gone, because I don't expect everybody to stick around forever once you learn something, and possibly also put your own twist on something that's actually working. Bring something else into the fold if you find something else that works for you. All right. So whatever it may be, you need to find a system or strategy that's going to work. All right. Stop buying these expensive courses that is really blowing through your money that you could put away or put to the side to have set and ready when it comes to starting your own personal trading account. For all those that are trading prop firms out there, I've said this a million times, nothing wrong with doing so. But if you're constantly blowing those accounts, I really feel as if that you need to, step back, figure out what it is that you're doing wrong. But if you're passing those evaluations and you have those accounts to where you're taking withdrawals and deposits, do yourself a favor, okay? Stop paying the man that 10 to 20% on the money that you're making, all right? Put the money back into your pocket. You've already proven to yourself that you can trade, right? So then take the withdrawal money, the deposit money, and put it into, open your own brokerage account, okay? Unless you already have a brokerage account and maybe you have a few, past challenge accounts, and you are trading both, nothing wrong with that, because you're building capital on both ends. Nothing wrong with that at all. But definitely do so. Start your own account if you haven't already done so, especially if you are, more so of an intermediate or experienced level trader, whether you learn the strategy here on this channel or from somewhere else. But again, having a system in place that allows you to be profitable is key. It's important, because you will never become profitable if you continuously using a failed strategy or system that, you see lots of these ads on and marketing ads on YouTube and various places, trying to entice you to buy into some expensive course. You buy the strategy, it doesn't work for you. So, I don't have anything here that, I'm charging people hundreds or thousands of dollars, whatever the case is. All I have is basically, if you choose to become an elite or an ultra elite supporter on the channel to support not only my efforts as a trader, but as a content creator as well. You're just giving back to the channel. That's all you're doing. And in return, I'm walking you through and explaining to you through much video content, the strategy and how I trade. And you can basically learn this on your own if you watch the video content. The thing with the elite and the ultra elite supporters, that's a private community that's on YouTube through the channel here. If you choose to join, I'll talk about it at the end. But you receive a lot of valuable information and behind the scene content and topic information that can be very, very, very helpful. It's what has helped a lot of people that are part of the Discord community and who are part of the the private elite or the ultra elite supporter group. Okay, because that's where I go into detail about a lot of information, which I'll talk about right here at the end. But yeah, let me say this right now. The way I actually trade is just I'll use a higher range chart. So like if I'm interested, say for example, like right here, this was a beautiful setup to go long off of a key area of demand. Right here, we're breaking higher, pull back, valid area of demand, the aggressive buying right here. Wait for the market to show its hand to you, where it's either breaking structure to the upside or to the downside, and to know that you're trading a high probability setup. If you don't know what I'm talking about in reference to high probability versus low probability, please research the information here on the channel by simply going to the homepage and using the magnifying tool, which is the search tool, and enter in any information or topic of information that you are looking for to possibly learn or understand. Okay, I assure you that if you type in and go to the homepage, you're going to find a few videos that cover surrounding topics that you may have questions about. All right, on the channel here. Okay, now again, I'm looking at high probability setups. There was another high probability setup, like, for example, today. Now, these are markups off of a higher range chart. You can also find setups on a lower range chart, or whatever chart you're using that's of lower scale just as well. But these are quality setups, because these high probability setups like this, you can see they run. Okay, like right here, this one came to the downside, it ran. We've got where the market right here broke below all this area of liquidity, create this supply area, it tucks back or pulls back to it, and then it just runs to the downside. Same thing here. We see highs, higher lows, wicking out above these small little highs right here, excuse me for that. And then the market finally closes and breaks above with this strong bullish candle to the upside, right? Pulls back to this key area of demand, aggressive buying, high probability setup. The market runs to the upside here and takes out this major high right here. So I always like to start, especially when I see there are high probability setups off of my higher range chart, okay? Especially where it's taking out areas of liquidity. Liquidity is very important when it comes to trading. Those are the type of setups that I love to see, is where liquidity is being ran and then the market pulls back to a key area of supply or demand. All right, seriously, because it's like you could see what's taking place here on the charts. Like right here, the market came down. Sellers were trying to push the market lower. Each time they did, yes, it pushed a little bit lower, but this was where liquidity was being basically stacked up within the market. So when the sellers were pushing lower, buyers were also fighting just as hard to prevent them or the market from pushing lower. Then the market pops up, sellers to control, market comes down, takes out all this activity right here, okay? And then that area of liquidity is ran, as you can see there. Then the market does what? It retraces back, like I said, to this key area of supply, and boom, it rushes to the downside. And it did that majority up to pretty much the close of today, okay? So imagine being able to capture this trade right here. I'm not saying take it off your higher range chart or higher time frame chart or whatever you're using for a higher scale, but once it market up first on your higher chart, and then for me, I trade range charts. And the reason why I trade range charts, they're cleaner, more simple. They just look a whole lot better to the eye. I don't have to worry about all those small, large wick areas, big, small candles, things of that nature. It's just cleaner to the eye is all it is. And I know there are a variety of strategies out there that a lot of people trade, and I'm not here to bash any one particular strategy, but I know what works for me and what doesn't work for me. And for example, trading break and retest, that doesn't work for me, to be honest with you, because it just makes sense to wait for a pullback to an area where like the banks, institutions, the ones that are heavy hitters in the market that are putting on big, trades, lot sizes, and contracts to push the market. Because we as retail traders, again, like I said, we don't push and pull the market. It's the banks and institutions that do. We only want to be able to trade with them when we see them, making big moves. Like this is a big move, coming down and being able to break through a major area and take out liquidity like this at the end. And then we just want to wait for the pullback where they made that aggressive push to the downside, where they create this area of supply right here. Same thing right here, where they create this area of demand right here. So waiting for the bigger moves from a higher range chart makes more sense, and trading and waiting for the pullback to those areas to trade in the same direction with the flow of the market makes sense. I'm not saying like strategies like break and retest, those that trade that type style trading don't work, but I just find that the probability lies greater on the side of waiting for something to happen where the market made its move back at that aggressive push to the downside, or that aggressive area where the market push to the upside. All right, supply and demand. All right, that's just, to me, that's what makes the market move. Seriously, like, I mean, you can see the big pushes in the market. All right, like right here, the market pushed lower right here. Okay, we had a low pullback, broke below these lows here, and then it came back here, reacted right here at this area, and all it did was retest the low right there. So like right here, after breaking this area here, pull back, came down, created more supply right here, market pulls back to it, reacts at the area of supply, and then the market comes to the downside from there, pushing lower. All I'm here to simply say is find a strategy that works, and is going to work for you, and stick with it. So many people, I see them like trying to learn, several different strategies, and at some point you're going to kind of get mixed up in the mind to where they're trying to merge too many things together or have too many things that you're actually looking for in your charts. to me, keep it simple. If you can perfect a strategy, trade that strategy as long as you're profitable, and just do it time and time and time again, to where you can almost like do it like with your eyes closed, in a sense, like it's just becomes inherent to you, to where you just know what you're looking for, and each time you can profit from it just about every time. Okay. So just find something that works, stick with it. If you want to, or you're interested in understanding, the strategy and how I use, watch the video content here on the channel. I'll say that right now. And I say watch it, watch and rewatch videos. If you, again, have questions about certain topics, information that you're looking for, all you have to do is go to the homepage of this channel here, type in, or use that little magnifying glass to search certain topics, and some video content will come up. I assure you, just about every question you have that you could possibly think of, I have so much video content, there is a video for it. Okay. Now, if you're someone that's interested in becoming an elite or an ultra elite, again, let me explain this, because what you're receiving there is a lot of perks and rewards. Okay. Like, for example, if you become an elite supporter of the channel, you're receiving all my trade breakdown videos. That's like, if you are already a Discord member or want to become a Discord member, you'll see on the trading floor, which is a channel on the Discord where I post my trades entries, I'll go back and break them down for the elite and the ultra elite members, okay, or supporters. And that's where I go into great detail about, how I personally trade, the strategy, the blueprint to how I trade surrounding these setups, because I go into detail about market structure, price action, but talking to you as a whole about my mindset, the process of what I'm looking at from a top-down analysis standpoint, and then moving down from a higher range to a lower range chart. That's what the strategy consists of: supply and demand at its finest, but using confluence from a higher and lower range charts. All right. So you receive all those trade breakdown videos, which is tons of those videos to watch. You spend time there, hours watching that, taking notes. You will find yourself, you should be able to educate yourself. All right. And to the strategy and how I personally trade. But you also receive the video playlist, which is a list of videos that I feel are some of the, most important videos that or topics on the channel here. But you also receive the market structure video, which is a great video that outlines and details market structure from my eyes and how I look at the markets, in reference to being able to look at the flow of the market. Okay, so you can receive all that if you choose to become an elite member. It's very inexpensive. Pennies on the dollar a day is really what it breaks down to be honest with you. But you can also become an ultra elite. So if you can take it one step up, you receive everything I just discussed. Plus, you also receive my live recorded trading sessions, where I'm recording my sessions. You see me engage in trades that I actually take. I'm talking to you, basically you, as I'm walking through the markets once the New York session opens up, and discussing about what the market looks like, analyzing the market, breaking it down, looking for trade setups. You see me engage in those trade setups, and I break those setups down during the live recorded trading sessions. Okay, so they're recorded video content that you can actually watch, and there's tons of those videos as well to watch if you want to become an ultra elite. You receive everything in the elite tier plus the ultra elite, and again, it's up to you, to depend on, or to decide on which one that you choose to sign up for if you choose to become a supporter of the channel. Again, because that's what you're doing. You're supporting my efforts, not only as a trader, but as a content creator. But I'm giving you so much valuable content, in exchange for that. Okay. But outside of that, guys, that's really all I have. If you're interested in becoming an ultra or elite or an ultra elite supporter, the link is down in the description portion of the video. Once you click on that, it's titled Ultra Elite Supporter. Once you click on that, 3 tiers will pop up. Make sure to choose to either become an elite or an ultra elite if you want all that additional video content that provides that, the cornerstone to how I trade. But that's all I have. If you haven't taken time to subscribe to the channel, please take the time to sub by clicking that button down below. Make sure to turn your post notifications on by clicking the bell. And last but not least, if you found value in today's video, I greatly appreciate it if you click the like button on the video. Okay? Appreciate it. Take care, and I'll see everyone in the next one.